Welcome to Reddissimo, home of great Reddit stories. Don't forget to subscribe now.
First Reddit story. AITA for not wanting to help pay for my child's university fees? Hey Reddit. It's been one hell of a month, so some things I say might not make sense. I, 40M, recently found out that I have a child, who we'll call Jane, 18F. I wasn't convinced at first, but everything checks out. When she came to me, she told me that she just wanted to get to know her father. I wasn't really interested in a relationship but felt it would be cruel and unnecessary to deny her this. We talked for a while and I didn't really say much but it was interesting. So after we talked for a while, I ask about her mother, Grace, 40F, and she gives me her number. I really didn't want to have to call her, but I needed answers. So Grace and I decided to meet up at a local coffee shop. We have some small talk for a while before I ask her why she never told me. Silence. I ask again. Silence. I ask a third time and she told me that she just didn't want anything to do with me and wanted to get back at me. I point out that all she did deprived the child of a father. She says she knows. I ask her when did she tell Jane. She says at age 12. So I get confused and am wondering why she only contacts me now. So I ask her why. Grace says that she was angry that I wasn't present in her life. We talk some more about life before we say goodbye and go our separate ways. I don't ask Jane why she didn't call sooner because she was a hurting teen and that's life. So Jane and I spend the next week bonding. Then she sits down and asks to talk. I say sure and sit down. Then she goes on to explain about how difficult her life was living in a single-parent household and how money was always tight. Long story short, she asks me to pay for her university fees. Now I am well off enough to pay for it without struggle. So I ask to see her grades and to be truly honest with me, not bad, but nothing to give a second look. I told her that I'll think about it and she says thank you. So here's where I might be the AH. I don't want to pay for the fees because, in reality, she is just a stranger with my DNA. And I feel like Jane might just be using me. I mean, she has had 6 years to have a firm relationship with me and is only doing now that she needs something. I just want to wash my hands clean of her and Grace and move on with my life. I don't want Jane to think I'm her financial lifeline or anything like that. So, Reddit AITA. Edit to add some stuff because of the comments. 1. I did a DNA test. It was what she wanted me to do to prove herself. 2. Child support laws are different in my country in the sense that you can't claim unclaimed child support if you had the option to claim it. B. Child support can't be settled after 18 unless the father knowingly disappeared, and that would take months to process, let alone prove. 3. Jane had the ability to contact me. I don't know how much influence her mother had on her choice, but I do know that I was a dial away. 4. I was never mad at Jane for not contacting me. I knew that she was a hurting teen who doesn't know her father and could be scared to do so. I was confused in the moment. Comments. NTA, but neither is Jane. Grace is a tremendous AH to both of you. I do encourage you to seriously consider contributing to Jane's university expenses. Not to say you should or should not contribute, just seriously and honestly consider it. Think about her position, no father in her life and a mother who won't answer any questions she has for the first 12 years, then who knows what context Grace gave her when she finally did tell her. I'll bet she never said, I never told your father about you because I wanted to spite him and I didn't care what effect that had on your childhood, despite that being the truth. Instead she undoubtedly made you into the bad guy. Jane had no way of knowing better, and you should be sympathetic to that. I don't think you're an AH no matter what you decide, just don't do anything to spite Jane, she's had enough of that already. There is no reason OP should need to feel sympathetic or be an asshole for not being sympathetic here. Jane, while yes is his bio daughter, is really a stranger and only really reaching out for cash. This is my view. I'm also forced to wonder how much contact Jane will keep after getting a payout. It's pretty ballsy to ask for that kind of money a week after meeting.
New Reddit story. Don't forget to smash the subscribe button now.
Update. AITA for not wanting to help pay for my child's university fees? So, over the past few days, I've been taking a bit of time to myself to think about the situation. I realized that I would lose nothing by helping Jane and it would be more of an investment than anything. I also realized that I got too stuck on the principle of the matter and whether or not Jane's intentions were purely for the relationship when in reality I wasn't really a person who was yearning for that relationship, which something that lot of people in the comments noticed. 2 days later I called Jane and asked to meet at noon. She said yes. When we met, I put it to her straight. I told her I would pay only if her grades would improve. I don't expect her to be top of the class, but they should be on an upwards trajectory. The next thing I told her was that she has the choice to have a relationship or not. I told her that I would help her so that she would have the best chance to succeed in life and so that she would not blame me if she ever failed in life. It ultimately doesn't change much in my life if I do or don't have the relationship. She didn't say if she did or didn't want to have a relationship. So I feel quite satisfied and happy with the outcome of the situation. I think it's a win-win on both sides. Thank you for the advice. Comments. What a pragmatic approach, and you're empowering her to take ownership. Love this. Thank you for taking the time to update us all. Genuinely wish you all the best. I must say you seem upbeat and more cheerful. Unknowingly, you're becoming her father. I wish I had a child. I wish you the best.
New Reddit story. Don't forget to smash the subscribe button now.
Second Reddit story. AITA for telling my wife not to talk to my dad, but I will continue to. A month ago, my oldest turned 16. For his 16th birthday, the plan was to let him skip school, get to the DMV when it opens, take the driving test, go on a small road trip, be back around when school gets out and then all go out for a family dinner. On the weekend would be his celebration with his friends. Skipping school for the DMV test was planned in advance, but the road trip was a surprise. A few days before the road trip my wife asked me to take our 3-year-old with me that day. I said I wasn't taking a toddler to the DMV, that place is a cesspit. Also, the road trip is for additional driving practice before he's able to drive unsupervised. A toddler distracting him is not a good idea. My wife said she wanted the day to herself and if I wasn't willing to take our toddler, the birthday stuff needs to be moved to the weekend so I can. I said I would take our toddler to work with me the next day, but our eldest's birthday is his day, so he's the priority. She got angry and said she's made 100 sacrifices for our kids, and saying she isn't a priority, not what I said, is disgusting. It was a big fight. My son's birthday she texted me that I'm an many times. At the dinner, she was in a bad mood. After everyone ate, my dad asked us all to go out to the parking lot. He handed the keys to his car to my son, saying he was getting a new one. He also said he would continue to pay the insurance for a year. My wife asked me if I knew about this, and I didn't. She didn't believe me. My wife has called and texted my dad multiple times asking if he is going to do this for all of our kids, saying he shouldn't have done this without asking us first and telling him if he can't do this for all the kids, he needs to take the car back. Eventually he told her shut up and stop bothering him. My wife told me I need to stop talking to my dad. She said he used offensive language. He texted, "Stop bothering me woman," which she says is sexist, towards her and I need to support her. I said she needs to stop talking to my dad, not me. I'll support her not talking to him. My wife said I am disrespecting her, that I won't listen when she says she needs help and let my family treat her poorly. I think she is creating these situations herself. She looks for offense and then finds it. Am I the asshole? Comments. NT. I can't believe anyone would think that taking the 3-year-old to your older son's driving test and road trip on his birthday would be the time for a break. That's a punishment for your older child. This whole thing smells of something bigger. Is your older son hers biologically? He is. They have had their struggles in the past, but I thought that was behind us. Also, this time, she isn't fighting with him, she's fighting with me and my dad. So, I don't know why this is happening. This is bizarre to me. I have 4 kids ranging from 1 to 10. I wouldn't think to send out 3-year-old somewhere like the DMV. That's hell for everyone involved, even the toddler. If you're trying to make this situation right as far as the break, I'd probably offer a hotel room one weekend. Let her have a day and full night's break. That's always the dream for me when I am overwhelmed. She sounds like she's really needing a break. As far as the car, I'd try to say let's be glad we can save the money we were going to spend on son's car for the next kid's car.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so. This will help us grow. Thank you once again. You guys rock.